Hi, welcome. How are you? Good. Just running some errands today. Nice. Yeah. Do you have an idea of what kind of books you're looking for? Can I point you in a certain direction? Not really sure? Yeah. No, totally fair. I'm happy to give suggestions if you wanted. Okay. What kind of books do you normally like? What are you kind of drawn to? Okay. Okay. I have some things, yeah, kind of all across the board that we can go through and we can see if any of them sound like you would like them. Yeah. Okay. Um, do you have a like Kindle or e-reader or anything like that? Okay. Yeah, I love my Kindle. I was really skeptical. I don't know how you feel, but I was really skeptical about it at first just because I loved a physical book so much, but it's honestly been a game changer. Yeah. Yeah, mine is a Kindle. Mm-hmm. The Paperwhite. I really like it. Yeah. But let me show you some physical books, okay? For sure. You said you like memoirs? Yeah. Okay. Well, this is actually the most recent one that I read. I reread it. I'm personally a big rereader. I know some people can't do that, but I like rereading. This is Mitch Albom, and actually I saw him speak, and he spoke about this book, and that's why I got it. And he's written other books you've probably heard of, like Tuesdays with Morrie. Yeah. But this one is Finding Chica, and this one is a memoir. It's about his experience adopting his daughter. If you want to cry, this is the one for you. I love a book that makes me cry. I kind of read all across different genres, a little bit of everything. So sometimes when I'm in the mood for a cry, I'll go for this one. Yeah. It's a very sweet story. You're not as much into ones that make you cry? Okay, no worries. We'll move on from that one. Oh, you like fantasy? Oh, yeah, I have some fantasy. Have you read this one? Oh my gosh, I feel like everybody has been talking about this series. Yeah, the Fourth Wing series. You haven't read it yet? You must be living under a rock. Everybody is reading this. You know, I actually did not like it as much as other people like it. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but it's good. Fantasy is maybe one of my least favorite genres to read. Yeah. Yes, the world building. There's so much of it. And I know some people love it, but I don't. It's too much world building. It gets complicated. The names are hard to keep track of. I don't know. Maybe it just is too much thinking for me, and I just don't want to think that much. But you should definitely get this if you haven't read it yet and you like fantasy. I'm very curious to hear what you think about it. Okay, yes. I'll put it over here for you. Okay. Do you like more science fiction? Maybe? Okay, you haven't really dabbled as much in that one? Okay. Well, Andy, I think it's Weir. That's how I say it. He's written The Martian, which you've probably heard of. Yeah. Yes, it is a movie. But this one, I think, is one of his more recent ones. Let me see. Let's see when it came out. 2021. Yeah, relatively recent. So I've read The Martian. I've read this one. I've read Artemis. I think those are his only books. Maybe he has one more. But definitely science fiction-y. Sometimes I kind of skip over all of the science-y parts. Yeah. but I like the other parts. I think this one was my favorite of his, actually. Yeah, Project Hail Mary. Might be a little too sciencey. That's very fair. I don't blame you. Well, this one is kind of science fiction, but maybe you'll like this one better. This is one of my favorite authors ever. Emily St. John Mandel. And she wrote Station 11. Yeah, Station 11 is maybe my all-time favorite book. I know. But she is my favorite author. I just love her books, and they're science fiction, but more poetic, if that makes sense. So it's not like the Andy Weir, like these type are more like not sophisticated, but they have a lot more like science jargon in them than hers do. Hers tend to have, well, this one in particular has like time travel elements, which I find really fascinating. I have, in stock we have all of her books, so this one might be the most up your alley based on what it sounds like you're saying. It's got some time travel and it's beautifully written, so the descriptions I really like. So you might like this one a little bit more. Yeah? You want to try this one out? For sure. And I mean, it's just beautiful. Her covers of her books are beautiful. And I know we say, don't judge a book by its cover, but who are we kidding? We all judge a book by its cover. So, I do love when a book has a beautiful cover. And yes, this one is hardcover, which I like as well. So, perfect. Okay. I'll set this one aside for Fourth Wing then, okay? Perfect. Next. Okay, this one is dystopian, satirical. Not dystopian. What's the word I'm thinking of? Apocalyptic. Satirical. What's the difference between dystopian and apocalyptic? Do you know? No? Me neither. Oh well. You know what I mean. And I know what you might be thinking. Kurt Vonnegut, like a classic. Really? Yes. I'm suggesting it. I know sometimes I get a little bit worried about like the classics, and I'm worried that they're going to be boring or I won't like them and all of that, but this Cat's Cradle, Kurt Vonnegut, I really like this book. It's not even that big of a book, so you can read it pretty quickly, but I think it's a good read. Yeah, let's see where the description is. I don't even think they have a description. It's one of those books where they're like, pretty much everyone knows about it, so we don't need to write a description. Yeah, I would recommend this one, but I get it if you don't want to. Maybe. Okay. I'll make a maybe pile. That's fine. You can always decide at the end. Okay. And then another classic, not science fiction, East of Eden. And this is a pretty big book, I know. But don't let that scare you. John Steinbeck, East of Eden. Have you read this one? You have? Okay. Well, I won't spend too much time on it. I know this one and the Cat's Cradle. A lot of people actually read these ones in school. So sometimes people have read them. Yeah. Did you ever read Grapes of Wrath? No, I haven't read that one yet either. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll have to check it out since I do really like East of Eden. This is one that I'll come back to and reread every couple of years. Just a good read. It is one of those books that kind of makes you reflect, though, but since you've read it all already, I will put it in the reject pile. Okay, how are you feeling about the books I've shown so far? Pretty good? Okay. What's that? More kind of scary stuff? For sure. I didn't know you liked scary books. Okay. Didn't mention that one yet. Well, let's see. Have you read, I think it's Sager, Riley Sager. Yeah, he has some like thrillers. Recently, it's funny because I was never really into this specific genre, but kind of thriller crime type books I've just been into recently. Which is funny because I never really used to be into those ones, but there's him, and then we do have some books. Frida McFadden. Okay, you've read a lot of hers. Yeah, very popular. We have a lot of books in stock by her. Who else? Those are the main ones I can think of right now. But yeah, this one is The House Across the Lake. I actually personally have not read this one yet. It's on my TBR though. So you could check it out, see what you think. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, and it's also not that big of a book, so this could be a nice little one to kind of breeze through. I don't know, with the summer, do you have more time to be reading? A little bit more, yeah. Yeah, not all of us get time off in the summers. Okay, and then, I mean, scary, but different. The Ring. Oh, you've seen the movie? Yeah, I've seen the movie too. Honestly, I think I've read this book, and I think to me, like, the scariest part of this book is how they talk about women. That's scary to me, but another kind of classic horror. I feel like it's one of those ones you just kind of have to read if you're into the genre, which I am. Scary books, love them. Not into it, that's okay. Yeah, I know. There's like definitely a distinction between thriller, like crime, like the Frida McFadden, those types of scary, and then like more paranormal scary. Like I feel like some people are into both, but a lot of people I think fall more into like they really like one of those categories and not necessarily the other. So, and yeah. No, I totally see what you're saying. I feel like I feel that way as well. Yeah. Okay. Well, those are the ones that I had picked out. So I'll just show you them again. So you have, this is your yes list. The House Across the Lake. We have Sea of Tranquility. And we have Fourth Wing. All of these, you have to come back and tell me your opinion, okay? Okay. And then your maybe list. Cat's Cradle. Okay. Yeah. I mean, just take it. I think you'll like it. Okay. And then what about, we actually have, these are new in stock, so I want to show them, but we've gotten in a couple of these, which are really fun. They are little, like page holders, so it's like a bookmark, but a substitute for a bookmark. Personally, I always like lose bookmarks and have trouble with them, but these are a magnet. So you can just stick it right onto whatever page you're on. So I have this set, which is elephants. So there's a striped one. There is this one. And this one. So that's the elephant set. So you get 3 of them, and that's kind of a deal. But then I only have the one, but it's so cute. This little cactus. Same concept though. What do you think? Super convenient. The elephants? For sure. Okay. I know, I think that set is just so cute. So easy magnet, so it's not going to be slipping out of your book like a bookmark. For sure. Okay. I'll put those on your stack. All right. Let me just get these all put into the system. Okay, perfect. And did you want to do cash or card today? Card? Okay. Thank you. Here you go. All right. Perfect. And here are your little elephants. Here you go. And here are your books. Did you want a bag for these, or are you okay? You're okay. All right. Here you go. It was so good to see you. Thanks for coming into the bookstore. Yeah, of course. And like I said, you totally have to come back and let me know what you thought about all those books, okay? All right. Sounds good. I'll see you soon.